Good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, everybody.
Hey, happy Christmas week.
Listen, it is about to be really, really fun because you guys know about our treasure boxes. That's what we're going
Yeah,
to talk about today.
I'm excited. I actually pulled one out so you guys could see one of the versions. So tell me if you can you see that?
Yep.
Okay, you see that little that's how big it is, right? If it's this one, there's different versions, fits in the palm of my hand. And you basically just plug that into the internet, either through Wi-Fi or Ethernet. It's got a little antenna that goes on here. I just didn't plug it in because this one's getting shipped out to somebody on our team who wants to make that treasure box money, right? And you just put it, put it in the window. The antenna itself needs to go in the window, and you can lease these boxes for as low as $18 a month. You know what's so great about that? That's hardly any risk to you. You pay a little bit of an application fee and you can lease them for $18 a month, and they just hum along and they create income for you. But what's even cooler, I think anyway, is that your friends, your family, your coworkers, they can all get boxes too at qualifying locations. And
Yep.
because you referred them, you're going to get even more money,
Exactly.
and they'll
That's
get
the
money.
part.
And I get money, and you get money, and it's Oprah, right? You get a car, you get a
I like
car,
Oprah.
everybody gets a car.
Right. Like that's when we talk about passive streams of income. Yes, there's a little bit of work to be done on the front end, but after everything's in place, it's just maintenance. And it's like that with everything. It's just maintenance. You need to make sure it runs, right? Like what I've done, because it needs to be in a window, is I've taken some of this tape, this clear two-sided sticky tape that's like industrial. I could stick my son to the ceiling if I wanted to type tape, and stuck it to the back of the miner and stuck it to my window behind my curtain so I can't see it. So it's not in the way, it's not visible. Like the wires are run along the edge of the wall to be plugged in with all the other stuff that's plugged in. So it's not like it's a big mess somewhere full of bundles of wires or anything like that. So it's small, it's compact, and it fits behind the curtain.
Right. This one is like, I think this is the smallest version of that I've seen yet.
Yeah.
We've had a lot come through, right? A lot of them come through. We already have like a ridiculous amount of people. I think it's something like 11,000 people who have secured their leases. Now
Yeah.
these are all going to go out in January. Christy and I actually have some now. If you
Yep.
want to get faster delivery for a very select few of people, because we have a box of them right now that we're going to be putting in people's houses and business places of business. And you know, are you going to get rich off one box? Probably not. That's not really what it's about. But could it be paying your electric bill, maybe your cable bill? Well, who has cable anymore? Not me.
It's your internet
Your
bill.
internet bill, right? I mean, are you getting paid from your Wi-Fi right now? My
Right.
guess is probably not.
For $18 a month, you plug in this box that makes you more than $18 a month. So you make your money back, and then put a little extra on your internet bill, on your cell phone bill, so that now the Wi-Fi that you pay for is actually, it's like getting a rebate. It's like a rebate.
Yeah.
It's nice.
And
Money
you can
back is
even
great.
hold on to it. This it's paying you in cryptocurrency. It's crypto
Yep.
miner, and you can even hold some of that crypto long term and see what it's gonna do for you for your
Like
retirement fund.
my cousin is using it to, like, the crypto she's earning from it. She's getting involved in other cryptocurrency projects.
Smart.
So she's converting, just because it's like it's less risk, because now it's absolutely none of her capital. Right. So it's nice.
It's funny how that works.
Mm-hmm.
Those of you who trade forex and stuff on the MT4 charts, I've talked to a lot of the team, and it's like, whatever you start with, people don't want to pull it out. But let's say you start an account with $500,000, and when you double that, you should just pull out your original investment. Be like, I don't want to go backwards. Yeah, but it's all house money then.
Exactly. Like, you put in a little bit up front, you double it, you take the amount you put in back out. Now everything is profit. And if you lose it, because trading is risky, blah, 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 right? There's
Blah,
risk
blah, blah.
involved, right? But Now, if you lose it, you still have the ability to put your initial investment back in and double it again since you did it once. So, yeah.
It's a thing, right? It's a thing. So we're doing the same thing. I've got a little spreadsheet plan of, because now we have with the shipments that are coming in January, over 100 miners that Jason and I are going to be earning from.
Ooh.
I know. I went and downloaded the Excel and saw what was going on. And now I'm like, oh, I got to make some phone calls today because I see some people in the progress who haven't finished. And it's like the money really, I mean, it's cool to have one in your home. If you qualify, get one. Why would you not? Like if let's say it makes you $50, so you're trading $18 for $50. How many times would you trade me $50? If I gave you 50, you got to give me 18. You do it over and over and over and over again. You'd be like, give me that
$32
every time I trade you. So yeah. But really the ability to earn like between 10 and 35% off of 100 locations. Yeah. I've been like excited as I was going through. So I got to make some phone calls today, but like, you're definitely missing out if you're not part of this opportunity to build out the network and actually earn from potentially thousands of locations you could be earning from over the next 2 to 5 years. It's going to happen with or without you.
Like, exactly. Technology is going to continue to move on, advance, and grow and spread everywhere, whether you are on that train with us or not.
Mm-hmm.
Why not just hop on, get some information? Remember, we are research junkies. So we have places that our community plugs in to get the information that they need to make informed decisions. Do that. Do your research. Press the buttons. Poke around. See what the coin is about, right? And then let us know when you're ready to get started.
And, you know, I'm going to grab this thing again. This thing is such a low risk thing, money wise. You pay an application fee and $18 a month. That's your risk.
Yep.
Right. Your application fee, are $18 a month for this little box. And that's it. That is the risk. Well, the other risk is that you're a dodo and you don't plug it in.
Like, cause that's actually a thing, you guys. We get some people that order these things and they don't even plug them in. We encourage you to do the work on the front end, plug it in, make sure that it's running, make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do to bring the crypto to you, right? After that, it's just maintenance. And maintenance for me in my house right now, because I have my Christmas tree plugged into like the same plug, is like not unplugging it.
Right.
I have the little foot stomper thing that you turn the tree on with, but I pulled it too close to me and I unplugged everything. So maintenance for me is just not unplugging the thing.
Yeah. And maintenance also might be like unplugging it, or we call that power cycling. So if it's some reason it goes offline, and you know, part of maintenance is just looking at the app every day, make sure it's on, right? Like just looking at it. Okay, it's running today. I'm good. But like if it was to go offline, it's just like restarting a computer, right? Sometimes we'll like unplug it and plug it back in.
It's fine.
Whoa, that's a lot of work.
Right. It's the simple things in life for us, you guys. Like, we really love this passive income stream, and it's simple. Like the 5G world is going to happen, whether you want to or not. Cryptocurrency is going to continue to grow and be adopted by different things and different partnerships. One of the partnerships, what was it? Was it Dish or Direct?
Dish.
Yeah, Dish is already partnered with this movement that we're on with this specific cryptocurrency. So when you have partnerships like this coming about, it's safe to say that it's an investment that the big boys have looked at and they've weighed the risk to reward on it, and they see a more reward than risk. So as a consumer who may not have had the ability to do all of that research, just looking at the partnerships to see if they're companies that you trust that are reliable, right? And seeing if they're moving this way and you have the opportunity to move in line with them, in front of a lot of them, because they have to take time to get involved. Whereas you can call today and say, you know what, can you send me a box and we'll get you started, right? But just think about looking at it from that perspective. Look at the partnerships of people. Maybe you already have them in your home for your cable, for your service.
Right.
Maybe you're already using them. And now you can be like, you know what? I have one of these things. And what I was thinking about was what if they put one in all of their customers' houses?
It's going to be crazy. I don't know what their plan is, but I think I was just trying to look it up really quick.
Mm-hmm.
It may be, I think it was 3 million they back ordered of these, our little treasure boxes. So that's a minimum, at least. Some of these boxes, these companies charge more for larger quantities. It's like the opposite of what you're used to. So It's weird, but they've bought these boxes for, at the minimum, they've back ordered 1.5 billion. That's a billion with the B of these boxes. So there might be something to this.
A little bit. I mean, they might have seen something, profitable.
We don't need to earn from 3 million boxes. I'll be happy earning from hundreds or thousands. Exactly. If I have my way, it'll be tens of thousands. But yeah, there's a reason why a company like Dish Network, they're not risking $18 like we are, right? We're talking at least a minimum of 1.5 billion, not to mention the infrastructure they need to have those installed in their customers' homes, the cables, the antennas. And so it's probably way more than that.
Right. Like
money wise.
So I pulled it up, and what is this? It's actually on the aboutdish.com website. Dish partners with Helium to leverage the Helium Network's blockchain using CBRS Spectrum. Don't know what that means, but Helium Inc. Yeah, I'm really curious as to know what they're doing. Helium decentralized wireless network coverage has rapidly grown over 240,000 home-based hotspots across 21,000 clients in North America, Europe, and Asia.
And you know what? They're back ordered. Yeah. You have the opportunity to be part of coming in a little bit earlier than them, because we have miners coming in January. We have another batch in February, another batch in March. We already have these set purchase orders. And it's like, whenever you can get ahead of these large companies, you're in good shape.
Right. And this is on the Dish website. This is Dish's newsroom. So I love stuff like this. I love seeing well-known names like brands and things like that getting involved in the cryptocurrency space, because the media gives cryptocurrency in the space so much negative attention. Right. Although the media and the people who are giving it negative attention are actually involved. They hold cryptocurrency. It's just the media outlets don't want all of that information out there. But I love stuff like this, because if you have Dish in your home, when you hear about this, you won't be hearing about it for the first time. You'll be like, you know what? The Pip Sisters were telling me about these little treasure boxes that I could get involved with. And they said that Dish was going to get involved. And when Dish releases more information about what they're going to be doing, you won't be surprised. You'll be ahead of the curve. Mm-hmm. Just because there's the little chip shortage, the global chip shortage. So that's why the boxes are back ordered so far. But with us, like Christy said, we have the ability to get you these miners ahead of the game because we are already involved, It's nothing like being a plug, right? We're the plug.
We have 19,000 units coming in January. Over 11,000 people have already leased them. So if you want a January unit, I suggest that you get, in touch with myself or Chrissy ASAP, because otherwise it'll be February. You'll have to wait for the February batch, right? Yep.
And nobody wants to wait, It's Valentine's Day.
Time is money.
You want to have stuff in advance.
Right.
Happy Valentine's Day, honey. Here's a box that makes you money.
Right, exactly. So funny. But yeah, if you want more information on how that all works, reach out to us. We'll get you can watch a little video. It's pretty simple. It's really not that difficult. Most of what we do, it's not that it's hard. It's just that you don't know what to do. You don't have the knowledge yet. So we have the knowledge, and then all you have to do is just take action on the knowledge that we give you.
Exactly.
Because I'm telling you, it's not that hard to cash money out of a box that's sitting in your window.
And they have the debit card that's coming out soon.
Yep.
that'll make it even easier.
Mm-hmm.
With the other, the push button that we have, there's a debit card with that.
Yep.
So you're getting involved in these cryptocurrency plays, but you don't have to go through the deep dive of understanding how to move things through an exchange and convert it. No, you just pull out your little card, open the app, follow a couple of steps and you're good to go.
Right. If you're familiar with using a debit card, which you are. You remember back when you couldn't use debit cards for hardly anything? I remember the first time McDonald's said they were going to start taking debit cards. I said, who the hell is going to swipe a card for a cup of coffee for 99 cents? Swipe, swipe, swipe. Right? I just thought it was the most ridiculous thing. And now look at that's almost all we do is swipe.
Nobody carries cash. Like
Right.
Cash isn't secure, right? It's like your debit card is FDIC insured. Your cash, not so much. So who carries it? Like
That's most
the
people
one
do
thing,
not.
right? I think about I very seldom lose things, right? But if I were to lose a debit card, I wouldn't be mad. I would call the bank, have them mail me another card and cancel the other one. 4 days later, I got my card. And in the meantime, you can always transfer money between apps and stuff like that. So yeah, cash, you can't do that.
It's just a thing. Technology advances. And you think that, I remember my dad said that he was never going to have a phone on his person. He couldn't understand why you would want to carry a phone around on your person and be harassed all day with phone calls. He don't even have a house phone anymore, right? He just got a smartphone now. Get ahead of this stuff because the early adopters are the ones that make the money.
Right. Look at Tesla, self-driving cars.
Mm-hmm.
There was a video that I was watching that was absolutely hilarious. It was this couple driving down the freeway and they looked over and it looked like it was a little puppy dog driving a Tesla.
That's hilarious.
But it was the dog was being delivered. So the owner had punched in the location that the dog needed to go to, and the dog was being delivered via the Tesla car. Unmanned driver, puppy just sitting in the front seat with the window cracked, looking out, enjoying his little self. I just think stuff like that is hilarious, but it's hilarious now, but it's going to be commonplace in a couple years.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was telling you guys, in Detroit, there is, Pizza Hut that has the unmanned cars. The car pulls up and it's not a driver in it. Your pizza, you have to punch in the little numbers on the window and your pizza pops out. This delivery of food with no people involved. So
which also means there's gonna be less jobs at lower paying jobs. So you get time to get some money going.
Income coming in, because if you have not spent, even if you have spent the years and years and years it takes to become an engineer and things like that, the machines are doing a lot of the tasks that people used to do. So everybody's seen Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and they seen what happened to Charlie's dad, Charlie's poor dad. He used to work at the factory and he used to twist the caps on the toothpaste. And then they brought in a machine to twist the caps on the toothpaste. And then what Charlie's dad did was learned how to fix the machines that twisted the caps on the toothpaste. We are letting you know in advance. We've already talked about, and you should be able to see it on social media. There's an entire Instagram dedicated to these little electronic arms, like the Tony Stark arms that just flip burgers at restaurants. So now instead of the restaurant being staffed by 10 or 15 people throughout the day, there are 2 people running. There's a manager who knows how to fix and maintain the machines. And there's one other person that's the backup that knows how to maintain and run those machines. Meanwhile, the machines do your fries for you. The machines are doing your burgers because there's a system in place. Now, the thing about this system is people love consistency. They love quality control. So a lot of businesses are moving towards these types of models because now everything is exactly the same. It's not going to be like before when you got your burger and you were wondering why your lettuce was on the outside of the bun, but everything else was in the middle because somebody was having a bad day. Yep. They just wanted your cheese to look weird. Get ahead. We're giving you information and ways to bring additional sources of income into your home that these sources of income are not breaking your pockets. And short-term and long-term, they're bringing income into your home. that just grows over time. So we really, really, really just want to make sure that we're putting people in a position to be successful no matter what they're doing, but successful, smart investors.
Yep. So I'm going to show our little box because one more time, because we got a couple of right now physically. So if you're looking for a box, you give us a call, or the equivalent of a call.
Yeah.
Right. And those of you who are getting some of these boxes, you're like, hurry up and finish the show and get down and ship that thing out, Christy.
Right. Right. Like we really want to see people get involved in this space. And women as investors are less risk averse than men.
Mm-hmm.
So take it from two busy moms who have a lot more to do, like a lot more on our plates than run around worried about the boxes in our windows, not doing what they said they were going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Right. We've already done the work, done the research. We trust what we're doing. That's why we got involved. That's why we are so vehemently happy to share the information with you guys. Right. Because we've already done it. We trust it. We're already doing it in multiple locations.
Exactly. I mean, when you do the math and 5%, 10%, 15% off of whatever number you want to plug in.
Right.
Locations. Just do the math. And it's, you're like, well, how much is each location earning? Every location is different, but I don't really care. The point is, I'm looking for locations that earn, and we want to earn from them, right? It's that simple, right? If it makes more than $18 a month, it's called profit. I think we've gotten kind of greedy during the crypto adoption phase, because we're like, how fast am I going to get my money back? If it's not back in 30 days, how am I getting in? It's like, what are you talking about? Like, I was talking to somebody, they did an investment. It took them 12 months. I can't remember what it was, 12 months to get their money back. And I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Right.
That's incredible. That's awesome. Do you know what traditionally it costs? You're going to make, if you're lucky, people are happy making 7% a year in the stock market. That's a decent average, good return. That means it's years before you double your money.
7%. And that's on the high end. A year. Mm-hmm. 7. Imagine like having your money in your bank. Your bank's giving you 0.2, 0.6% a year. Not even a full 1%. Like, just think about the investments that you have at your disposal and the rate of return for those. Like, we love instant gratification just like the next person, but some of these are as instant as I've seen for rates of return on investments.
I know. There will never be this time in history again.
Right.
Just in general, because of all the emerging technologies. And I love cryptocurrency, but I'm even more interested right now in like what is specifically happening with the technology behind the cryptocurrency. Yeah. And some stuff there's innovation going on. It's not attached to a cryptocurrency, but you got to be paying attention to that stuff too, because there's just all these emerging technologies, and we're just not going to see this time again in history. It's happening so quickly, and for the first time with crypto, what you have is a specific amount of money being attached to technology, right? Before stocks, that's attached to a company who might be dealing with technology. With this is like technology, you're actually able to monitor the value of the technology itself through the price of the cryptocurrency. That's all that. Right. That's all that really is. If you're like, oh, it's fake money, it's this, that. Pay attention to why is a cryptocurrency valued at a certain amount? Right. What is behind it, right? What is happening? So if you're new to the crypto space, you've never been in cryptocurrency at all, like it's not even on your radar, just pay attention, because it's not about, oh, I'm going to call it ABC and I'm going to say it's worth $10. No, there's a technology, right, most of the time behind. Then there's the junk stuff. Sure, there's junk stuff, and there are people doing that, just trying to make fake, what I call fake crypto. It's real crypto, right, but it's just not really anything you want to get involved with. So just do a little homework.
Right. And like I know we have some new students to the team.
Mhm.
Our mentors, Kurt and Mike, did a great class called Tokenomics.
Mhm.
Go look at the Tokenomics class. It really teaches you how to, or the things that you want to look at before you're getting involved with some cryptocurrencies. It's a very big deal. It gets a lot of insight in there. So shout out to all of you new students. Please go
I
watch
know.
that class.
Yeah, and we see people get into something in a few weeks they're getting out. What are you
Right.
doing? What are you doing? You know, I mean, we've got stuff we've been holding for 4
Years.
years, right?
Same
And we had to
coin.
watch it go down and be less than what we paid for it, go back up, then go back down and go back up, you know. So I think with like things like Dogecoin and this fast money some people made, they think that's what crypto is all about.
I'm sad that Dogecoin is getting as much and I hate even saying it out loud, but they're getting as much publicity as they are. For me, I am completely okay with people who are jumping on this bandwagon of this puppy dog coin, right? But for me, I did grab a little bit, but it's because I had an exit strategy. I grabbed it at a specific price. I said, when it hits this specific price, I'm out because I just wanted to press the buttons. Y'all know I like to press buttons.
And it was a while back.
Yeah.
It was like, before the craze.
Exactly. And it was like, I only got involved because I had an exit strategy before I pressed the button to start. That makes a big difference. Even in some of the cryptocurrencies that we're getting involved in now, I have an exit strategy to know what to do, like what my threshold is for, because the markets have to breathe in and out just like we do. So I know if I get in at this price, I want to take profit at this price. And I don't care if it goes 50 points higher. I don't care. I got the gains that I came to get. And now I'm on to the next project. Like that is the big thing for me. A lot of people were jumping on the social media bandwagon and it was like, oh, everybody's talking about it, so I should do it.
Too late now.
It's like the stock market. Everybody's like, we're buying the stocks, right? When they're going up, let's buy them. Why would you buy it when the price is getting higher?
Right. Why are you going to buy it when it's the most like expensive price it's been yet? It doesn't make sense. But that's what people do. They buy when it's high and then they sell it when it's low. And it's like, no, like sell it on the way up at your TPs and buy it on the way down to cost average back into it. It's the opposite of what you think it is. Yeah. And all it takes is a little education.
Like we want to make sure that you understand not to buy the hype, because that's what it is. When it's hypey, it's going up, you're getting in and it's going up. So you see a little bit of profits. But then as soon as the hype is over and it falls down, what if it was a good project and you got out early because the price pulled back? Meanwhile, our entire team is like, is there a dip? We're going to buy the dip. Right. Okay, we bought it. Right.
And then and we're still holding some of the stuff we bought at a higher price because we're just averaging in. You know, we're dollar cost averaging in, which is a technical term. So if you're new, it's just basically like if I bought something, one coin at $10 and I bought one coin at $5, the average cost of my two coins is $7.50 because it's the average of the two, right? So instead of there's just so much fear, like, oh my gosh, my portfolio's down, I'm gonna dump it. What?
Like, why wouldn't you wait for it to, not be down, or go into an investment that's like converted into something else that's going up?
Right.
Like there's so many avenues. Right. Like treasure boxes.
I love this because the price of the coin goes up and down, but I'm getting more of it constantly.
Right.
It's just constantly coming in.
Let me see what HNT is today.
It's like 35, 36 now. I've got it marked up. It just came into a sweet spot for a sell. So we'll see how it reacts in there.
Ooh. And we've been involved in this coin since it was like $5.
I bought HNT at $2.17.
Oh, see, I was late.
I did. I was like, I wasn't going to get a box. That was like last year, right? Yeah. I didn't have a good place to put a box. I didn't understand why I should get a box if my location is not good. I don't have a great location for a box. So I didn't get one. So I'm like, well, I'll just buy into the project, right? No big deal. So I did. I bought it. It was like $2.17. And And then few months later, I realized that it don't matter if my location qualifies for a box. The real money in H&T is not about having 1 or 2 miners in a couple of locations. It's about having a ton of locations to learn from. So I was like, cool, call up my daughter. Can we put one here? Call up my mother-in-law. Can we put one there? Call up great grandma. Can we put one there? Right. And now, called up a whole bunch of people, and, we're earning from a lot of different locations now.
Yeah, I love that though. Like, and we got involved before it was in double digits. Like, I got in at 5, she got in at 217, and it's 3672 right now. So even just getting involved to get the coins to come in and hanging on to them, this is a growing network because they solve a real world problem. So it's not going anywhere. So the coin is going to appreciate in value. Imagine hanging on to some. I still have stocks and bonds from when I was little, because my granddad used to get like all the grandkids those every year for Christmas. Imagine treating it like that. You're going to hang on to it for a couple years and just see what happens.
It's definitely like H&T has, the Helium network, the IoT network, it has real world use. So if you're somebody who hasn't been able to understand cryptocurrency, cell towers, right? That they have a use case. These are just, think of them as little mini cell towers. And so you can, even if you're not a crypto person, you can see a physical box that's networking with another physical box, right? And so it's like it has real practical world, use case, because they are doing all kinds of things on this network. And it's just amazing. You don't have to be a crypto person to put a box in your house.
And I'll give you guys one of the use cases that it has, right? And I love this for people who are pet owners, okay? Those little chips that they put in your puppy dogs, or that they have on your puppy dogs' collars, your cats, right? These boxes spread like network ability around the world for you. So if your dog is lost, you can log into the app, and because there's so many of these boxes to give coverage, you'll be able to see and locate them. If you have a car that doesn't have a GPS tracking system on it, and you want to make sure, I don't live in the best area. What if something happens to my car? You put one of these little chips in your car. They're called tiles. You put one of the little tiles in your car. And because we all have these little boxes in our window, we're giving the tiles the network coverage that they need to broadcast the signal to the owner. So you can see where its geographical location is at all times because it's on the network. We're giving the network the ability to have coverage, right? And people love that. Like, you would want to know where your puppy dog is if they come up missing, because, puppies like to explore.
It's crazy what's not coming on the network. Medical devices and mouse traps and thermometers in your house. There's a smart mouse trap, but it's not, you can get for the IoT network. It's a smart mouse trap.
I know Kurt got the tile to put in his luggage because we travel so much.
That's a very good idea.
Yep. So if it ever gets lost, he'll know exactly where his luggage is. Like,
we have sensors coming out that we're going to be able to provide as a product for you as well. Or if you are with us, you can provide as a product, and it's like a box of sensors for somebody's home, for break-ins, for your refrigerator, for all kinds of stuff in your home. If you own a restaurant, all kinds of sensors that can work inside the restaurant to help you work at peak efficiency. I mean, look what happens if your freezer goes down in the middle of the night and all that food is lost. Right.
You'll get an alert. There's a phone that app on your phone you can pull up, and you'll be able to see these things. Like, that's phenomenal.
I'm excited about those sensors.
I'm excited about it for food purposes.
Yes, I know. If it involves food, but think about a restaurant owner, how much money they lose if something happens to their refrigeration system when they're not
exactly
there. It's a lot of money. Yeah. So this is emerging technologies. I love emerging technologies.
Right.
The IoT network, fintech. I mean, we're just doing it all, aren't we?
Fintech is like that blew my mind. I had my little heart attack, but now I'm happy.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. I would have resuscitated you if it.
I know, right? It's just like once I understood it, it was the no-brainer, you know? Yeah.
So schedule for this week, guys. We are in a holiday week. So we'll be on tomorrow, but we'll be off for the holidays on the 23rd, and we'll be back on the 28th, but we will be here tomorrow.
Right. So do us a favor, go ahead and sign up for our pipsforbrunch.com.
I don't know where that's coming from. Can you hear that?
Oh yeah. Did he pick it up? Sign up for our pipsforbrunch.com newsletter. That way, if we decide to drop some additional sauce and things like that, you're not missing out, because we don't give it all out on our show or on the social media. Sometimes you got to get the behind the scenes information. So go ahead and do that. But we are going to wrap up today's show. I hope you guys are having an awesome and productive day, where afternoon or evening, wherever you are. See you guys.
Bye, everybody.